Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today, we're looking at a paper from the Hugging Face trending list, published on February 6, 2026, just 3 days ago. It introduces Baichuan-M3, a medical-enhanced large language model that shifts the paradigm from passive question answering to active clinical decision support, significantly outperforming GPT 5.2 in safety and inquiry tasks. The paper is titled, Baichuan-M3, Modeling Clinical Inquiry for Reliable Medical Decision-Making. And as we'll see later, the results on the new ScanBench benchmark show some really promising improvements for deploying autonomous agents in real-world healthcare settings. And for those interested in the implementation, the authors have shared their code on GitHub. The 235 billion parameter Baichuan-M3 models are on Hugging Face, including quantized and FP8 versions. They provide usage examples to help you build more reliable medical decision-making tools. Alright. Figure 1 illustrates the three-stage training pipeline used to build Baichuan-M3. In stage 1, on the left, the process starts by training distinct expert models for specific domains, like clinical inquiry and healthcare, using separate reinforcement learning pipelines. This ensures each expert masters its niche without interference. Then, moving to the center, stage 2 unifies these capabilities through offline policy distillation. Here, the experts generate data for a single student model, which learns using a clip-forward KL mechanism, which filters out unstable updates to keep training steady. Finally, stage 3 on the right refines the model with multi-teacher online policy distillation, combining environment rewards and teacher guidance to finalize the policy. So, Figure 2 details the segmented pipeline reinforcement learning framework. On the left, the diagram decomposes a medical consultation into logical stages: inquiry, differential diagnosis, lab testing, and final diagnosis, connected by context reuse to preserve patient history. Then on the right, the policy learning section introduces the SPAR algorithm, or step penalized advantage, with relative baseline. This mechanism applies a step verifier to penalize immediate errors like redundancy, while a global verifier rewards the final diagnosis, helping the model reason correctly over long conversations. Figure 3 illustrates the fact-aware reinforcement learning algorithm used to suppress hallucinations. First, in the rollout phase on the left, the policy generates a response to a medical query. Next, the claim decomposition stage clusters similar claims and assigns importance weights, which prevents the model from gaming metrics by repeating safe but redundant statements. Then, the online fact verification module validates these claims using multi-turn web search. Finally, reward aggregation dynamically balances hallucination penalties with task rewards, ensuring the model remains accurate without becoming overly conservative. Table 1 details the clinical cases collected for the ScanBench dataset. It categorizes over 300 samples across 12 medical departments. As you can see on the left, general practice makes up the bulk of the data with 111 cases, simulating common primary care scenarios. In contrast, the right column includes specialized fields like rheumatology and geriatrics with far fewer examples. This distribution tests the model's ability to handle both frequent illnesses and the long tail of rare complex diagnoses. Now, Figure 4 presents the head-to-head performance on ScanBench. It compares models across 3 stations: clinical inquiry on the left, lab testing in the center, and diagnoses on the right. The standout result is in the first panel, where Baichuan-M3 scores nearly 75 on clinical inquiry. This effectively crushes the competition, beating GPT 5.2 high by roughly 12 points and the human baseline by over 20. Moving to the center and right panels, we see that Baichuan-M3 also leads in lab testing and diagnosis, though the gaps there are smaller, showing that its biggest advantage lies in that initial active inquiry phase. Okay, while Figure 4 focused on active inquiry, Figure 7 broadens the scope to overall performance on HealthBench. On the left, Baichuan-M3 takes the lead in the total score with 65.1, edging out GPT 5.2 high. In the middle, the hard subset confirms this advantage extends to complex cases. Most importantly, the right panel shows the hallucination rate. Baichuan-M3 achieves the lowest value at 3.5%, demonstrating it balances deep reasoning with high factual reliability. Wrapping up, 2 takeaways stand out. Baichuan-M3 proves that specialized training pipelines can transform passive language models into active clinical agents that proactively ask questions. Additionally, its use of fact-aware RL sets a new standard for safety, significantly reducing hallucinations compared to general frontier models. That's it for this episode of the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Thanks for listening.